Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Esper Review back in effect with another video. Here to bring you guys a very special review on a awesome short little film that I just seen like I want to say 15 hours ago. Yesterday, somebody had posted a comment on my channel. You might know this guy as MB Taji. He's a very prominent YouTuber when it comes to just uploading all kinds of videos of Dragon Ball Z and gameplay of the new Dragon Ball Z games that are coming out, like the recently released Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. And I also remember this guy, he had sent me a personal message or a video link to one of the videos that made me popular, the character creations on Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. He also made me aware of that. So big ups to him for looking out to the big homie like that. Gotta give thanks to him. But yeah, let's get into this little review right here, man. I think this right here would have to be one of the best DBZ films that I've seen to date, man. It's just so nostalgic. You know, some people have argued if it is canon material or if it does follow the script or if it doesn't, you know. I can say if you're a genuine DBZ fan, I can say that you can say whatever you want about it. You can say that it is canon material and you can say that it isn't, because it's kind of like an interlude, you know. It kind of loops you in and it has you thinking about the whole story of the Saiyans, you know, the origin story of the Saiyans, and also the story of Frieza, you know. It has you thinking that because, you know, it really doesn't give you a big backstory on both of those races, like Frieza's race and Bardock's race, because you really don't know where exactly they came from. You know, it's always been a mystery. And this film right here, it kind of delivers that, and it has me thinking that it's trying to go in the road of being canon material. You know, it's trying to be woven in the fabric of the story. You know, Bardock, the episode of Bardock was written and also like illustrated by this new mangaka named Aoshi Naho. Now, Aoshi Naho, she has pretty much been given the go-ahead by Akira Toriyama to do this manga. She's also done other Dragon Ball Z type mangas like Dragon Ball Z SD. She's also done that right there. And it's almost like the spirit of Akira Toriyama is in this girl, man, because she does it exactly like he would do it. You know, it doesn't feel different from what Akira Toriyama has done, you know, and that's a good thing. You know, she's going in the right direction with this. And the way this is, it's like it picks right up, right to the part of the special that we saw on TV, Bardock, Father of Goku, at the end of the movie, where you see Frieza and you see him going up against Frieza and all his minions, and he's like had like a he's kind of had like a sense of atonement. You know, he's trying to atone, you know, for all the things that he's done, and he's also trying to save his planet from being destroyed because he has the ability to look into the future. So yeah, you see him going up against Frieza, and you already know his inevitable fate. That Frieza, he will launch that big death ball at him and pretty much just zap him into space dust, as they call it up in Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna blow you into the wind like space dust. Yeah. And shortly after that, they make it seem like he hasn't been destroyed. Like, even though Planet Vegeta has been destroyed, somehow Bardock is still alive, and he wakes up and he realizes that, oh, what the fuck is going on? I'm on like this new planet or whatever, you know. He looks outside and he says, man, this area kind of looks weird. It's like I've seen it before. I feel the same way that like I'm on Planet Vegeta. You know, you can kind of like pick the pieces up together and kind of see what's going on. It's leading into an origin story. And he looks outside, he sees that the sky is very similar to how Planet Vegeta's scenery is, and only thing that's different is there are no buildings. All the landscape pretty much just rubble. You know, it's kind of like a barren land of just rubble and rocks and trees. So yeah, all of a sudden he runs across the beings that are you know, pretty much taking up the village of that world. They really don't give a name of what they are. I'm just gonna call them the Plantians, because he finds out that on the planet Plants, that's what the specimen tells him. There are two specimens that he meets. He meets what is his name? Isapan, which is like this cool doctor genius. You know, he's a doctor, the village's doctor, and he also meets his son Barry, the little shy guy. Now, the story, it's not completely how I read it up in the manga. because Barry, he's kind of like this shy being, and he kind of runs off, you know, whenever he gets introduced to Bardock. You know, Bardock being like your typical Saiyan that you would see like Vegeta or now or any of those old school Saiyan. You can kind of see that he is like aware. You know, he's always on the fringe, and he's somewhat avaricious because playing like Saiyans, they have this pride thing going on with them. You know, like they don't want to be friendly with these creatures, and he doesn't really want any assistance from these creatures. You know, he's like, get away from, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not interested in anything you have to talk about. But Isapun says, well, you need to rest up and everything. You need to let your wounds heal or whatever. And Isapun pours this little elixir or some kind of like liquid on his arm that pretty much heals this guy's wounds up like it ain't nothing, quicker than you can say Putakin. And he noticed this. He's like, wait a minute. You know, this right here looks like the same liquid that I've seen up in the rejuvenation tank. You know, if you guys remember, everybody's used a rejuvenation tank, like Frieza has used it. And on the planet Vegeta, you know, Bardock gets up in the rejuvenation tank a lot. It's like this green liquid that pretty much just heals him and restores him back to 100% health, you know. So yeah, you can kind of tell that this is in the past. The inhabitants of this planet are still there, and you can kind of tell that the Saiyans will pretty much take over this world and take all the resources from the inhabitants, like the that elixir. The planet Vegeta was formerly known as the planet Plant. So I'm liking this. Naho, girl, you did your thing on this. But back into the story. So a little shortly after that, why was I gonna say Brawler? But Bardock notices that there's an attack on the village. He goes out to see what's going on, and he sees these two little henchmen. I forget their names, but they pretty much just destroying stuff. And he shows up, and Bardock's like, "Okay, who are these guys right here?" You know, and then you know how it is with the henchmen. You know, they're loyal to their lord or their leader. You know, oh, you dare to fight the henchmen of the Lord Shield? Yeah, and he pretty much owns that in typical fashion, you know, does this cool, ruthless Saiyan fight or whatever. And shortly after that, the villagers come and surround him, and they're like, oh, you're our savior, and we love you, and all that, you know. It's just so refreshing, man. I know my thoughts and stuff are rambled around, but it's so refreshing to get a good story like this, man, for real. The animation, I would have to say, it is like the Dragon Ball Z anniversary special that showed Tarble, the brother of Vegeta, and showed those new characters. It has the cool colors. The colors are very lush and they're sharp. The animation is very fluid and it's more sleeker. You know, the Dragon Ball Z characters, they're not all. It's like their muscles aren't deformed. It's like everything is pretty much just designed well. You know, it's well done, and it looks like a movie. I'm hoping that we get a DVD on this right here. So we run into another character that is familiar, and you can tell that he's an ancestor of Frieza and Cooler. Well, Cooler's not really canon, but you can tell that he is their ancestor. He goes by the name of Chilled. Lord Chilled, the menacing Lord Chilled. Now, his personality is a lot like Frieza. You know, Frieza has this kind of personality that every time he gets like around somebody, he makes his presence known. You know, he's like, I am the, you know, like the movie, it just pays so much homage. You know, it's like, I am the Lord. He's like, I'm the Lord Chill. You know, I am the strongest pirate in the universe. You know, like these guys were pretty much like pirates. They were taking over people's planets. They were stealing all their resources and treasures. You know, and that's what he is. You know, his mystique consists of that. He's like, I'm the Lord Chilled. Nobody is stronger than me in this universe. I could pretty much eradicate everything in existence. You know, he has his own little clique. His spaceship kind of looks like Frieza's, but it's like a little more old school. Have to look at the time. Yeah, and they're basically looking for the two guys that Bardock pretty much just wasted out, you know, just totaled or whatever. So they go to the planet, and Bardock, you know, he shortly leaves after the village tries to take him in, and he's like, I don't want anything to do with you guys. I have nothing to say to you. I'm not interested in anything that you have to talk about. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on right now. I'm trying to figure out how I can get home, you know. He's still left in the dark about that, and, you know, he goes off to this little cave, and he starts chilling there for a little while. And the little boy, Barry, he goes and follows him to that cave. You know, the little boy, he's kind of interested in him, you know. He likes how Bardock did defend for his village or whatever, so he goes there or whatever. And he tries to give Bardock food, And this right here kind of reminiscent to how on Wrath of the Dragon, the movie, when Trunks was trying to warm up to Tapion, how Tapion didn't want shit to do with him, how he just kept on letting food sit there to rot. That's how Bardock is. He keeps rejecting the kid. He threatens to like kill him or whatever if he doesn't get away from him. You know, just leave him alone. He just wants to be let be. It's kind of reminiscent to that, so that's good right there. You can tell they're trying to throw a little nods up in there, you know, something that'll help you, you know, all the good DBZ fanatics, you know, remember all the good things about DBZ. But shortly after a while, like after that, Bardock, he starts to warm up to the kid Barry a little more, and he starts sharing the food with him. It's, you know, he's kind of, you can tell like Goku really takes after this guy because he does have a good heart deep inside. He's not your typical Saiyan, you know. When his brethren or his Saiyan brethren hurts, you know, he can feel that, and you know, he's ready to fight for him, just like Goku was ready to fight for his friends, you know, and share, you know, and they build a little bond, you know. But meanwhile, Chilled is pretty much terrorizing the town or planet or whatever, and he's pretty much destroying shit, telling and trying to make these people like tell him where his henchmen are, and they pretty much tell him that Bardock has pretty much just wasted those two guys and or whatever. And then I think Bardock, shortly after that, he finds out, he sees all these explosions and commotion that's going on up in Chilled, or where Chilled is in the location or whatever. So he goes there and pretty much just totals like Chill's henchmen. He does his classic little neck hold where he puts him in a sleeper hold or whatever, and takes one of the guards out, and he does some cool ruthless stunts or whatever. And then Chill's like, oh, so you're the guy who took my two henchmen out. And you know, Chill, he has on this robe or whatever, so when he unveils his face, Bardock's like in shock. He's like, oh shit, this fucking Frieza, oh my fucking god, I'm finna fuck this guy up. You know, he's pretty much finna give him his issue. And he charges at him, spurs him one good time, you know, and Chill is like pissed off, like, how dare you touch the mighty Shield? I'm the strongest in the universe, you know. And he pretty much starts poning them after that, you know. Chill, he's kind of on that level of Frieza up in his first form. And in a way, I'm starting to think that this right here was before, like, Frieza's race were able to transform into their second and third and fourth states in their 100% potential. So you can tell that this ancestor hasn't really mastered his abilities. You know, he's still on that throne of, okay, I'm the strongest. We haven't evolved just yet, but we will get there. He's kind of on that level, but he is exactly on the same strength level as Frieza up in his first form, and they almost look identical, but he's a little shorter and a little stubbier than Frieza, you know. But he has like the same design or whatever. The color scheme on him looks cool. I was glad that they didn't give him the exact color scheme as Frieza or what's his name, King Cold. He has orange up in his attire, you know. I like that. And, you know, Chilled, he's pretty much just displaying his dominance and just destroying shit. And he gets ready to do the final blast to Bardock. And all of a sudden, Barry charges in and tries to, like, you know, just block it from, you know, hitting Bardock. And, oh, shit. This is when shit just got real, son, for real. Man, like, Bardock, it just brings back so many bad memories of him, like, Fasha, Tora, and all his other Saiyan comrades being destroyed by Dodoria, and how he couldn't just be there, how he wished he was able to change that, and how it just doesn't feel right for him to just lose a friend like this, and, you know, he couldn't do anything about it, you know. It's like you get the same feeling of Goku, like when Krillin got destroyed. And the same quotes are said. I like this too. The same quotes that Goku said up in the Namekian saga when he fought against Frieza and he was getting ready to transform into a Super Saiyan. He's like, I will fuck you up. You will not get away with this. I refuse to let you escape. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have that same quotes. And my boy turns into a Super Saiyan, the moment that we've been waiting for. Turns into a Super Saiyan or whatever. And Chilled is like, who are you? And then you're expecting him to say, you don't know? I am the hope of all that's good. It's like, you don't get that. And this is funny because he just says one little basic quote, I'm just an average Saiyan. He says that, you know what I'm saying? And he pretty much just mocks Chill, you know. It's awesome. The way they have the aura around the Saiyan, like this new kind of aura. even though they, I remember they really didn't use this effect until like when Gohan turned into a Super Saiyan 2. He kind of has like a little lightning aura around him with a little gold effect. He has that, that was good. I like that. And he pretty much dominates Shield or whatever. And I like how they also go back and pay homage to how Goku just displayed outstanding strength. Like when Chilla tries to put his hands on him or whatever, he grabs the guy's hands and makes him look like a little child trying to fight him. He just has his hands like this right here, like pathetic. And Chill pretty much gets slung around. He's slamming them and shit. That's what I like about. That's why I wish like the old school Saiyans could just turn into Super Saiyans, because the way they fight is different. It's more primitive to the way the new martial arts like Goku uses and Vegeta uses. Vegeta, he goes on to like do more martial arts, but the old school Saiyans, boy, how that boy was slamming them around. Woo, boy. Tosses the guy up in the air or whatever, and then you get another reminiscent scene. Chill is like, I don't want anything to do with this fucking planet anymore. I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna wipe everything out. He gets ready to throw his little final blast or whatever, and then Bardock gets his spirit cannon ready, and they have a little standoff blast. They have a little clash or whatever, and it's just reminiscent to Goku when he does his angry Kamehameha. Bardock, his blast automatically just wins and just knocks him into outer space or whatever, and Chilled henchmen are looking for him, and they find him and they bring him onto the ship. And what's cool about this is, and why I said earlier, it's kind of like an inner loop, because it just makes you think, maybe this isn't a what if scenario, because when he gets put on the ship, Chilled, he really wasn't aware of the Saiyan race, so the Saiyan race wasn't around or wasn't really known that much. But after Bardock said those words, "I'm just an average Saiyan," he makes his henchmen known. He's like, "I want you to return to my planet and tell my family to beware of the Saiyans. They are a powerful race and they are not to be underestimated." And after that, I remembered after Frieza, before Frieza got ready to destroy the planet of the Saiyans, I remember him saying that you are getting too strong. You know what I'm saying? I will have to destroy this planet before you outtake me, because he fears that there will be a legendary Super Saiyan. And I kind of get this preconceived notion that somehow, in some way, like these guys, like Bardock, he might have been the first legendary Super Saiyan to ever exist. He might have been the first in what the legend is made of. So yeah, and pretty much the story just ends. Bardock just walks off, into the wilderness. It's not really confirmed if it's canon material or not, but it's pretty much based off of what you think. But what are your guys' thoughts about it? I'll try to put a link in the description if the video is still not up, because I had to download that stuff for real, and I got it downloaded. I'm ready to get a dubbing of this. Hopefully the head of Funimation, Gen Fukunaga, gives us a dub and gives us a DVD release of this. And I still want to see a plan to eradicate the Saiyans dub too. But what are your thoughts? But this is your boy Esper Review coming in with another video. I will catch you guys later. Peace.